Mr. President, first of all, let me thank our colleague for his words, and I certainly join him in mourning the horrible, tragic loss of life this weekend in Orlando. Certainly, I'm committed with all of our colleagues to fighting that terror wherever it exists and whoever it targets. It was absolutely horrible. Mr. President, I also rise today in support of a really important piece of bipartisan legislation that I've been working on with Senator Shaheen. I've introduced it to reauthorize the Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer programs, two vital small business programs in the federal government. And we have an opportunity to accomplish this, to fully reauthorize and improve these programs in the context of this defense authorization bill that's on the floor now. And I'm very hopeful we're going to do that as part of a manager's package to that bill. Now, these two programs, the Small Business Innovation Research and the Small Business Technology Transfer programs, are really vital, useful to the success of small businesses that are directly responsible for creating thousands and tens of thousands of new jobs. By funding small businesses and entrepreneurs in the critical early stages of R&D, these programs allow firms to drive the innovation sector of the economy with new idea and technologies. Very rarely have government programs had such a clear and measurable, positive and stimulating effect on the economy. SBIR and STT are crucial to federal agencies also as they solve many of our biggest science and technology challenges. Giving small, innovative firms access to already appropriated federal R&D funding is a win-win. A win for the small business sector, just as importantly, a win for the taxpayer and those agencies. These programs exist to foster innovation, to facilitate public-private partnerships, to give firms the funding they need to help 11 federal departments and agencies meet their R&D needs. And then these programs not only create jobs, but they also lead to a path for commercialization for many of these businesses, which is absolutely key to their success. Now, these programs have been front and center in improving our nation's capacity to innovate over the course of the SBIR program history from 1982 to 2014, the last year for which we have numbers. Federal agencies have made more than 152,000 SBIR awards to small businesses to develop innovative technologies, and the total dollar amount awarded, again, out of existing R&D budgets is $42 billion. In 2014 alone, SBIR gave nearly 5,500 Phase 1 and Phase 2 awards worth about $2.2 billion. And the SBA is currently reporting an average of 5,000 awards a year. These awards are directly responsible for some of the most popular technologies that are available to the public today. For instance, through an SBIR award from the Air Force, we've created a technology known as LASIK, originally to correct vision for pilots, but that's a widely used technology to correct vision for all Americans. That was an SBIR success. Military armor. It's been a regular success of SBIR programs. ArmorWorks, for example, is a great example. They've created over 350,000 top-of-the-line body armor plates worn by U.S. servicemen and women in the U.S. Liftware spoon. That's a spoon that stabilizes hand tremors for patients with Parkinson's disease and essential tremor. Again, a clear, identifiable, important SBIR success story. Hydromark, that decreases patient discomfort with a minimally invasive breast biopsy procedure. And with the Hydromark, a mammogram is no longer necessary, and a surgeon or radiologist can use an ultrasound to locate the tumor. Huge innovation. Dramatically improved thousands of women's lives, again, directly out of SBIR. BioSeal reduces lung collapse rates after lung biopsies. iRobot's Roomba. There's something I can relate to. It's moving around at home when I'm there on the weekend. Popular autonomous robotic vacuum cleaner that has reached major commercial success, selling over 10 million units. That's directly out of SBIR. Now, these programs we're talking about, which have been so successful, are set to expire September 30th of 2017. And as many of my colleagues can attest, it was a tumultuous process to complete the last reauthorization. So we're starting early now so we don't go through that tumultuous process again. Back then, the last reauthorization, participating agencies and firms had to endure a process that took over 3 years and 14 short-term extensions. In a bipartisan effort with Senator Shaheen, we've been working for the last year to avoid all that, to do this ahead of time so we don't have all of that tumult and uncertainty which saps the effectiveness of the program for a significant period of time. Reauthorizing these programs this year will ensure stability, foster an environment of innovative entrepreneurship, avoid that uncertainty, directly more than $2 billion annually to this R&D funding to small business. As chair of the Senate Small Business Committee, I've made this a real priority of mine. Senator Shaheen, as ranking member, has done the same. So I want to thank all of our committee members who were solidly behind this effort, and I want to thank so many other members of the Senate who have been cooperative. In the context of this defense bill, we've cleared our reauthorization amendment with the Senate Armed Services Committee. I want to specifically thank Senators McCain and Reid for their leadership. We've cleared it with the Commerce Committee because agencies under the jurisdiction of Commerce are involved. We've cleared it with the Health Committee. They have the same tangential relationship. We are the authorizing committee, but some agencies involved are under their jurisdiction. We've cleared it with everyone in sight, so that means we have a real opportunity to have this in the manager's package, which it is as I speak, and to pass it through the defense bill as a full reauthorization. I'm also proud to share that not only will our reauthorization direct more than $2 billion annually of federal R&D to small firms that are most likely to create jobs and commercialize their projects, it will also establish the regional SBIR State Collaborative Initiative pilot program to help low participation states attract R&D funding for their businesses. Now, all of this reauthorization is a true consensus effort, and so I'm grateful to more than 50 organizations that strongly support it, the Small Business Technology Council among them, the National Small Business Association, and the Defense Alliance, 47 more. It is a true consensus effort. They all support the effort, as do the leadership of SASC and HELP and the Commerce Committee. So it's an important opportunity we shouldn't let fall through our grasp. Again, I want to stress that reauthorizing this program is an effective way to meet national needs while jump-starting entrepreneurs and growing our economy and creating jobs. With that, Mr. President, I urge my colleagues to support this consensus amendment, help ensure that small businesses across the country can operate with long-term certainty and stability that this amendment will provide. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the